Hey, Tony Gaskins here. Listen, I want to remind you to stop chasing love. Stop chasing love. And what I mean by this is make sure that you are not being desperate. Make sure that you're not desperate for love, desperate for affection, desperate for attention. And the way to know if you are desperate is if you start to deal with someone and you allow things to slide, those things like those red flags, and you put up with things that you know you shouldn't put up with, like you get ghosted, not ghosted like for good, but you get ghosted or the silent treatment for 3 days and you didn't do anything, 4 days, and then you allow the person to come back. You allow the person to be nasty or to be rude, to say disrespectful stuff to you. You allow the person to have your body, to lie down with you, to sleep with you, or do anything sexual with you, and you don't really have a real commitment. Y'all are not in a relationship. You're not exclusive and you're not committed, and you don't know that this person is going to be your spouse, but yet you're lying down with them and you're putting up with things and you're dealing with things that you know are red flags, but you are intentionally ignoring them. You're not opening your mouth and expressing yourself and saying what's on your heart because you feel that if you say that or you do that, the person is going to walk away from you and you'll be left lonely. You're afraid to lose somebody just because maybe they have a good job or maybe they look good, and you're afraid to lose them. You're afraid to run them off by being yourself and being authentic and being real. That is a sign that you are chasing love. If you are a woman and you are shooting your shot, meaning you approaching men and you telling the man that he caught your eye and you think you would like to get to know him, and if he's single, you are chasing love. If you are getting online to date instead of getting out the house, and you going on doing online dating sites instead of getting out the house and meeting people organically, you are chasing love. See, you gotta stop chasing love, because if you are chasing it, if you chase love, it will elude you. But if you become love, it will surround you. And this is what I mean. Now, on the superficial side, I'll be honest with you. The first thing that a person sees is you physically. When a person sees you, they don't see your personality. They don't see your energy and your attitude. They don't see your morals and your values. They don't see your character. They see how you look. They see how you show up in the world. And now this is something that's painful to hear. This is something that's painful to hear. Now I'm not talking about the things you cannot change, like your height. I'm not talking about the things that you shouldn't have to pay to change, like nipping and tucking, ears and lips and cheekbones and chins. I'm not talking about all that, because beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But I'm talking about the things that you can control. Like, what are you eating? How much are you eating? When are you working out? How are you working out? So how are you treating your body? How are you treating your image? When do you wash your face? What do you wash your face with? How often are you showering? How often are you getting your hair and your nails done? How are you taking care of you? See, it's not about it's not about having to go out and get all of this stuff and do all of this. If you just enhance you, if you take care of your natural skin, your natural hair, your nails, your body, eating right, working out, sleeping right, you're going to reap the benefits of that. You're going to start to glow. So a lot of times, to be honest with you, and don't get mad with me, but it's a lot of women who come to me for coaching and they say, Tony, I can't attract a man. What's going on? And when we start to really talk, and I say, well, I mean, have you hit your goals? Like, are you at your goal weight? It's like, no, I need to lose 20 to 40 pounds. And I'm like, well, how do you think 20 to 40 pounds looks? How does that show up? So that doesn't show up in a small way. That makes a drastic change. To lose 20 pounds is a drastic change. So if the first thing a person sees is attraction, but you are not taking care of you, then you can't expect to attract somebody. You can't say, oh, well, I have a good personality. They don't know your personality. They first got to like what they see, just in how you carry yourself, how you present yourself, to then want to get to know you. And that's a hard truth that men and women have to hear. You know, I coach men who, same thing. They want a woman who looks like, you know, with a Coke bottle shape. And I'm like, well, if she has that kind of shape, how do you think she got that? Oh, she works out 5 days a week. So what do you think she's attracted to? Oh, well, I mean, I bring other stuff to the table. You know, just because I'm a little out of shape don't mean anything. I bring other stuff to the table. Well, what makes you think she wants to sit down at the table with you if what she is looking at is not a direct reflection of somebody who has prioritized their life, who views their body as their temple, and who has sacrificed their pleasures and their lust of their flesh to achieve optimal results? This is something nobody is saying because we're in a society that is so sensitive. Everybody is so sensitive that the truth is extremely painful. But if you are single and you ready for love, you got to look like you are ready for love. You can't show up in the world looking sad and depressed and stressed and unorganized and like your life is all out of whack, because if that is how you show up in the world, you are going to repel people instead of attract people. And that's what I want you to understand. Please understand that instead of chasing love, you have to become love. So what this means is, how do you love yourself? What does self-love look like to you? So that means focusing on the brain, the brand, and the body. For those of you who read my book, you read about the 3 B's. I can't remember which book it is in, if it's in Mrs. Right or if it's in Make It Work. But if you read my books, then you've read about the 3 B's. So what I mean by that is the brain, meaning that you are getting knowledge. You are feeding your mind. You're learning about the opposite sex and what they are attracted to, so that you understand how you are perceived and how you show up in the world. And that's knowledge. Outside of that, you get knowledge just about yourself. You get knowledge in your field, in your industry. You get knowledge around love, relationships, success. You taking out time in your day and you are working on you. You feeding your brain. The brand means that you are a brand. The way you dress, the way you talk, the way you walk, the way you shake hands, you are a brand. Meaning you have to be mindful of how you show up in the world. If you coming out looking like a Raggedy Ann doll, then people going to realize that people going to assume you are broke, busted, and disgusted. And people want prosperity and positivity in their life. So if you looking like a disaster, Nobody wants to come up to you and talk to you. Nobody wants to join forces with you and do life with you if you looking like you ride the struggle bus every day by choice. Even when you going through in tough times, even when your bank account in the negative, wash your face, do your hair, iron your shirt, look nice, present yourself. That's your brand. You can't afford a gym membership? Do 100 body weight squats. Do push-ups, jog in place. Like, do what you have to do to love you. And then on the other side of brand is make sure that you are creating something. Start a YouTube channel. Start a blog. Go on Alibaba.com and buy your favorite accessory in bulk and start a Shopify or Etsy page or an Amazon account and sell the stuff online. I got a lot going on, but I be on Alibaba and I buy keychains, because I'm always going to buy me a keychain. And I said, I like these keychains. I went on Alibaba and bought 100 keychains. It was like $1 a piece that I've been paying $12 to $30 for on Etsy. So then I bought them keychains to start me an Etsy page. I don't have the time to do it, but I still did it. You may have the time to do it, but what are you doing? What are you creating? What is your brand? You depending on somebody else's job? That at any given day they could come onto the job and hand out pink slips and you'd have been slaving for them for 20 years? You got to create something that you cannot be fired from. That's why I created TonyGaskinsAcademy.com to help people go and learn something for a fraction of the cost of college. Don't cost 1% of college, but you can learn entrepreneurship with purpose and what that means and how you can build a brand, how to be a speaker, how to be a life coach. Everything I've done, I put it into a course. Don't get it twisted and think that I'm a YouTuber. I do YouTube, but I am not a YouTuber. I do this because this takes 20 minutes out of my day. Out of the 24 hours, I do this for 20 minutes. So I want you to understand that I'm living what I'm preaching. You got to create something that you cannot be fired from. And then lastly, your body. It does not mean you have to be drastic. Like, you look at me here. I see I little muscle. I ain't ripped diesel now. I'm not ripped diesel. I ain't one of these guys with all these pop, 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 pop. When I was young and my metabolism was good, but I'm still taking care of myself. I don't go to the gym every day. I need to work out every day, do something. I don't always get to, but I stay mindful of my body. Now, I love fried chicken, but I don't visit Popeyes the way that I would want to because I'm being mindful of my body. I love juice, but I keep a refrigerator stocked with water because I'm being mindful of my body. Because how can I talk to somebody else about life and about productivity and about self-love if you look at me and it looks like I don't value my life, and that you look at me and it looks like I don't love me? Now, yes, I'm still young enough that my metabolism has not slowed all the way down, so I got some unfair advantages, but I plan to keep this same mindset 5 years from now, 10 years from now. So I want you to understand that you got to focus on what are you eating? How much are you sleeping? Are you going walking 30 minutes a day? Brain, brand, body. Stop chasing love and become love. A person should be able to look at you and tell that you love yourself by the way that you present yourself. Then they should be able to talk to you and tell that you love yourself by the peace in your tone and your voice and your energy. Then they should be able to spend time with you and see that you love yourself by your life having direction and having order. And when you become love, you will attract love. So stop chasing love. Hey, if you made it this far, put be blessed in the comments so that I know I'm not wasting my breath and that you here and you are paying attention. And if you have not subscribed to the channel, it's free to hit the subscribe. So another part of attracting love is getting the hate out your heart. Getting the hate out your heart and hit the subscribe button. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. God bless you. We'll talk soon.